In this video, we're going to talk about how you can predict the products of neutralization reaction for organic compounds. Previously, we saw that acids and bases do go through a double replacement type of reaction, which we called neutralization, and this is no different from that. We would expect the same types of products, which are salts.
Now, let's look at neutralization reactions. Back in Unit 3, we did talk about neutralization as the reaction between an acid and a base. In organic chemistry, we see the same thing. In this case, the acid is a carboxylic acid, what we've known as a weak acid, and the base is an amine, also a weak base. When we put them together, we do make the salt that we would expect from a neutralization reaction. This salt is formed as the hydrogen transfers from the carboxylic acid to the amine, giving us a salt with charges, as we can see here. And of course, this could happen with an inorganic acid or an inorganic base. So in the case of a carboxylic acid reacting with an inorganic base, what we mean by that is something like sodium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide, or calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide, or barium hydroxide. And again, the acid will give up its proton and donate it to the hydroxide, which is going to accept that proton, making it into water, and leaving behind a salt made from the carboxylic acid and whichever cation is with the base. And finally, we could have an inorganic acid react with an amine. An inorganic acid is any of the acids that we've seen before, except for the carbon-based ones. So specifically, we might see something like HCl, and that'll react with an organic amine like CH3NH2, aminomethane, and we would see that the hydrogen would come from the inorganic acid and be donated to the amine, making a charge on that nitrogen. So now we have CH3NH3+, and that leaves behind whatever the anion was that was being carried with the acid. In this case, that would be chloride. We get a salt. For this class, you will not be asked to predict the products specifically, just to know that you make a salt and sometimes water.